Caught on tape, legions of politicians have been sunk when their private words are revealed to the public. But when the methods of obtaining those private words push legal limits, reporters face an ethical dilemma. Mother Jones magazine played it as a hot scoop. Audio of Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell plotting with campaign aides on how to attack potential opponents. One of those potential rivals was the actress Ashley Judd, who briefly considered running against McConnell. An aide suggests attacking her mental health.
She suffered some suicidal tendencies. She was hospitalized for 42 days, and she had a mental breakdown in the 90s.
But if anyone's the target of dirty politics, McConnell says it's him, and he wants the FBI to investigate.
Apparently, we're bugging our headquarters, quite a Nixonian move.
Mother Jones denies breaking any laws, but it's the second time within a year the magazine has made hay with secret recordings. In the fall, it released this now infamous video of Mitt Romney.
There are 47% of the people who will vote for the president no matter what.
But unlike Romney's comments, some are questioning the news value of the McConnell recordings.
Kentucky political columnist James Carroll says the comments aren't surprising for a political campaign. He says the bigger question is who was behind it.
And that's a problem for Mother Jones. When reporting methods overshadow the story itself, maybe it's time to hit the delete button. Well, actually, I thought it was pretty interesting. Anything that's behind the scenes, when you can get a window into how operatives go about a re-election campaign, it's interesting. They're going to attack Ashley Judd for her mental anguish. I mean, it's interesting that they were going to do that if she had jumped into the race. I'm suspect about how this, it sounds to me like the office was bugged. I have no knowledge of that firsthand. The people who did it have come forward, and they claim that they were listening from the outside. A bigger concern I have for journalistically and for Mother Jones was this something that they did, you know, knowing that they were going to give it to a liberal news source? Was it politically motivated, that they knew, you know, Mitch McConnell, they were going to go after him and then turn it over to Mother Jones? Would they have done it had it been some other person running for office who had said the same kind of thing, that it was a Democrat? I don't think they would have.
Well, probably not. But at the same time, you look back to the first Obama campaign. There was a recording made of then Senator Obama, saying things about, you know, religion and guns, and that ended up in a liberal website, the Huffington Post, and it was the most damaging thing Obama said.
He said it in a public venue, though.
He did say it in a public venue. Yeah. No, this was a little different, absolutely. I think it offered some insight into the McConnell campaign. It was not totally unflattering to the McConnell campaign. David Corn, who is the reporter who handled this material and the previous material, I know him a little bit, very good reporter. What I think is interesting about this is Mother Jones is in the clear legally because news organizations are able to use material that come to them even under suspect means. The question is, if any laws were broken in getting this tape, Mother Jones could be in the position of being told, you have to tell us who gave it to you.
Is Kentucky a two-party state?
That's another good question. I don't know the answer to that. But if there were any laws broken, it's possible that Mother Jones could be told to give up their source.
I think it's possible that you're seeing the rise of a genre that was, you know, it was birthed by the 47% remark, took off, you know, there was that really gained a lot of steam. I think you could argue that it may have changed the course of the Romney-Obama election. And I mean, this is almost exactly the same. As you said, David Corn, same media outlet, Mother Jones. I really think everybody now in their offices is going to start looking around at the waiters. There's no question about it. At the sort of the help and thinking who might have a tape recorder here, because tape recorders can now be incredibly small. They can be part of phones. They can be in pockets. They can be on shirts. And in a way, this is perfect for our new era, because MSNBC gets to spin it as, what is wrong with Mitch McConnell plotting against Ashley Judd? And Fox gets to spin it as, who has been infiltrating, you know, Mitch McConnell's office? It becomes, as he said, Nixonian. Bad day for Nixon when he's getting put down by Mitch McConnell. But yeah, so that's what I think has happened. We've entered this new genre.
Oh, you go ahead.
No, after you, please.
No, I was going to say I don't know if it's a new genre as much as it is. The 47% was given to Mother Jones, and so these people thought, oh, that's our outlet, so we're going to go back to Mother Jones. What I think is interesting here is that not only do you get to see the window behind, and some of us are jaded about that. I mean, you probably heard this a billion times off the record, off to the side, but most people have not, and you don't really have a sense of how, for lack of a better expression, dirty it can get, and what opposition research, which sounds nice, really means when it gets down to it about attacking somebody's mental health or whatever. Don't know if they would have done it if it was the opposite side. That's a question. But I think that you have to that for Mother Jones to be faced with the possibility of maybe having to reveal a source is something that's going to have to make them and anybody else in possession of these tapes really rethink, how was it done, and really get to the bottom of that before they determine that they want to be a vehicle for putting it forward. And that's going to be something. And by the way, there's cameras everywhere. There's no way for him or any of us to prepare ourselves to not be someplace that there's not a camera, which is pretty scary, I admit.
Yeah, it is kind of scary. I mean, I have to say my reaction to the content of the story is like the famous line by the police inspector in Casablanca. I'm shocked to find there's gambling going on here. And I can assure you that plenty of that stuff goes on either side of the aisle. That's what hardball politics is. A large part of it is compiling Oppo research. And most of what they were talking about, by the way, was contained in Ashley Judd's own autobiography. Right. So it's not like, there's a whole backstory there. But I don't have any problem with Mother Jones obtaining it as long as if they were smart, they were careful about their legal exposure. And I have no problem I agree with you totally. Let's find out what's going on behind the scenes. I think that's a crucial part of the political media's job, to try to get past the BS and the press releases and find out what's really being said. As far as the news content goes, Mother Jones maybe kind of embarrassed itself by trying to act as if this was comparable to the Romney scoop, which was a legitimate story that really told you something important about who Mitt Romney was and what he was saying in private.
I wonder if they would have taken anything by Andrew Breitbart or James O'Keefe, and my guess is they wouldn't have.
Well, I think if she had decided to run, its value would have increased. So I'm not sure that wasn't an important piece for us to hear in terms of story value. The other thing I want to circle back to, you all said that President Obama, then Senate candidate Obama, made those comments in public. I thought it was at a fundraiser, a private fundraiser, which was taped.
It was a great big fundraiser.
Yeah. It was out in the open.
Yeah, it was a blogger who was an invited guest.
Well, she got in there because she was a supporter.
Right, exactly.
So there you go.
Okay.